start recording and then I'll share.
Okay. Yep, got it. Okay, the recording just started.
There you go.
All right. Again, welcome everyone to the Black History Month Culmination event. I'm Dr. Andre Boyer, or Dr. Dre, I like to be called, and I'll be your co-host of this event along with Ms. Ree Brown. Today, we will actually end the month-long scheduled celebratory events. However, we think it's important to continue to acknowledge and celebrate contributions made by Blacks and all people to the American fabric, not only in a month, but year-round. This month, the 637 training group diversity and inclusion team of 11 volunteers scheduled and put together multiple events to celebrate and acknowledge Black History Month with the theme, the Black family, representation, identity, and diversity. In case you missed it, our kickoff event included 2 guest speakers' presentation about the African-American influence in San Antonio. We had a discussion of Black families in TV and media, a calendar of information with daily Did You Know facts and links to resources and worldwide events. We also held a Guess Who challenge, and we had 2 winners and 2 participants. Our goal was to continue to increase our knowledge about the broader history and contributions African Americans have made to our society, to promote a more inclusive organization that harnesses the strength of our diversity. I would like to take some time to say thank you to the entire team and give a shout out to its members. Ms. Rihanna Brown, Ms. Barbara Lynn, Mr. Thomas Lawrence, Ms. Africa Harrison, Ms. Saki Kirkland, Mr. Nate Wolfson, Ms. Tracy Dunn, Ms. Janae Flowers, Ms. Lexi Spar, Ms. Saki Kirkland, and of course, me. Thank you all for the work. Let's give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. You can do it virtually as well. You can use that icon and give everyone a round of applause. I think that, we did a lot of work with the team to put a lot of work and effort into this. Next, I'm actually going to turn it over to Ms. Brown, who will share some information about the monthly calendar and then introduce the DLIELC created video. She will then turn it back over to me for a reading of a proclamation from President Joe Biden. After that, we'll have a short video presentation from members who describe what Black History Month means to them. Following that, we'll open the room up for discussion and for others to share their thoughts, your ideas on the meaning of family, as well as what Black History Month means to you. We'll conclude with comments from someone from our senior leadership team. Now, over to Ms. Ree Brown.
Hello, thank you. Let's see if I did this transition smoothly. Yay, all right. So thank you again, once again for coming. I just want to say if I'm looking this way, it's because I have 2 screens here doing the tech stuff behind the scenes, but I just wanted to take a moment and highlight a little bit more what Dr. Boyer was just talking about. We put together this calendar basically because we wanted to kind of give an example to DLI of like, this is what we can do, right? We went all out, something every day almost going on. We had 3 major events hosted by our colleagues, and it was open to the whole group and really beyond. And we just wanted to, say like, diversity and inclusion is important to us. And this month we're focusing on Black heritage and Black history, and look at all these wonderful events, right? So we had the daily Did You Knows, just, kind of random factoids. But then we also wanted to share events going on around the country, which you can see. The calendar was updated very nearly daily with just events everywhere, including a lot of local events here in town. So we took a lot of pride in being able to share just how Black History Month is celebrated really nationwide. And then what we created is this resource page, because Black History Month doesn't end on 28 February, right? It's kind of a year-round thing, at least it should be. And wanted to give you all of these resources so that if you want to get back to it, or this was a crazy month and then we had a freeze and the whole world went crazy on us, we're in a pandemic. So wanted to just make sure that, you had these resources available in case you wanted to check them at a later date. The Guess Who that we did was actually meant to kind of um, double up on that whole concept of Black History Month and, just kind of broadening um, the field, if you will, learning a little bit more. We made it into a challenge, try to provoke people, to play and earn gift cards. But again, this is still live. So there are basically 20 different Black folks on here, um, taken from this wonderful deck of cards I bought, I think, in Montgomery. And it was just, again, a way to highlight some Black Americans or African Americans who've, kind of really made a difference in our country and in our history. That isn't, just Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, kind of the people that some of us learn about in school and some of us definitely never learned about, and just wanted to be able to kind of talk about the people that don't make the headlines once a year in February. So we do want to just again thank all of you who came and kind of supported our what do we call it, DNI council here. And before I forget, because I'm so forgetful, I want to give a huge shout out to, of course, our digital publishing arts team, in particular, Janae Flowers. I hope she's on the line, but everything that you saw that was so beautiful is because she had her hand on it. So I'm so proud of this team. I'm tired, I'm not gonna lie, but I am so proud of us. So lastly, I just want to talk about our culmination event. I believe that's good. Yes. Our culmination event. What we came up with for this was we were like, hey, DLI family, what's family to you? And then we asked you all to send us back whatever, your dances, your songs, your poems, your videos, your whatever. And then we wanted to make this beautiful presentation of what our DLI family says is family to them. And I believe I'm going to go right into this. So please give me some type of notification if for some reason you can't hear, because you should be able to. Fingers crossed.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
A poem by Langston Hughes. I dream a world where man, no other man will scorn, where love will bless the earth, and peace its paths adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, nor avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth, and every man is free. Where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy like a pearl attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream, my world. A poem by Langston Hughes.
Family is the most important thing to us.
Hello, this is a real story about how family bridges cultures. I was living in Switzerland. Shortly after my son was born, an older lady came to visit. She brought this book as a gift. In English, the title is The Big Snow. But what she told me was an even bigger gift. She said, "Der müsset dran denken. Mit dem Kind gibt es schöne sowie nicht so schöne Zeiten. Aber genieße beide, da sie nie wieder zurückkommen." In English, remember, with kids, there are wonderful and not so wonderful times, but enjoy them both because they'll never return. And you know what? She was right. Her words stayed with me. And just recently, I passed them on to my daughter when my first grandchild was born.
What family means to me are my Grammy and my mom. They are the two wonderful women that have helped raise me since I was a boy. I really love them and I care for them a lot, and they do the same for me. That's all you need in a family, love and caring.
That smile. Also, Isaiah, family is people who choose to love you, right? So we might be a small family, but we have a lot of family out there. It's not limited to blood. We have those people who choose to love us, our family of the heart. The people who kept you when I was deployed a couple times, the people who will take you in a heartbeat, they line up because they love you. They love us, and we love them. That's family to us.
A Mother's Love by Shahida. If she could change the world for you, without a doubt she would. If she could move all stumbling blocks, and sometimes she thinks she could. But that's just a mom's opinion. Sometimes a mom gets blind. She builds her own little perfect world with only you in mind. She knows the dark clouds are coming. She hears the thunder roar. That's why she shields you in her arms, fearful to let you go. But that's just the way a mother is. I guess they will always see their children through a tinted glass of what they want them to be. Thank you for your love, Mom.
Let's go steady. You are my first love. You are my first love. You like to say things that may live in things other than movies. Then you meet my soul. Let's go steady. You are my first love. You are my first love. It's just like heaven being here with you. You're like an angel, too good to be true.
Thank you all for those great videos, and thank you, Miss Ree. Just hearing the Black National Anthem for me brings chills to my bones, just like when I hear the Star Spangled Banner. I'd like to take some time to actually read a statement by President Joe Biden on Black History Month. February 21st, 2021, statements and releases. This February, during Black History Month, I call on the American people to honor the history and achievements of Black Americans and to reflect on the centuries of struggle that have brought us to this time of reckoning, redemption, and hope. We have never fully lived up to the founding principles of this nation, that all people are created equal and have the right to be treated equally throughout our lives. We know that it is long past time to confront deep racial inequities and systemic racism that continue to plague our nation. A knee to the neck of justice opened the eyes of millions of Americans and launched a summer of protest and stirred the nation's conscience. A pandemic has further ripped a path of destruction through every community in America, but we see its acute devastation among Black Americans who are dying, losing jobs, and closing businesses at disproportionate rates in the dual pandemic and economic crisis. We're also less than a month after the attack on the Capitol by a mob of insurrectionists and white supremacists that shows that we are very much in a battle for the soul of America. In the Biden-Harris administration, we are committed to finishing the work left undone and fulfilling the promise of America for Black families and communities for all Americans. We bring to our work a seriousness of our purpose and urgency to contain the pandemic, deliver economic relief to tens of millions of Americans, and advance racial injustice and equity across the board in healthcare, education, housing, our economy, and environment, as well as our justice system. We do so not only because it is the right thing to do, but because it is the smart thing to do and benefits all of us in this nation. And again, that was a statement and release by President Joseph Biden. Powerful words. And I think the action that we take going forward means even more. I'd like to share another video where speakers are talking about the meaning of Black History Month to them, and then open the floor up for discussion and sharing what are your thoughts on the meaning of family, as well as Black History Month. As you're watching and listening to the video, please think about, what does family mean to you? And afterwards, share your thoughts and ideas. You can raise your hand, make comments in the chat room, and then we will unmute you as we continue on. So please, let's watch this video. Thank you.
First of all, I kind of wish we didn't have to have Black history. Just history told how it should be, told the truth, so that we didn't have to think about Black history, just history. When I think of Black history, I think of my dad coming here in 1957. A few years later, having to send for his wife, and she saying she wouldn't come unless my 4 brothers and sisters was going to come at the same time. When I think of Black history, I think of people who have to work at night. A lot of the times it's Black people doing the jobs that nobody else wants to do. When I think of Black history, I think of ordinary people. Sure, there's a lot of famous people, famous Black people that have done lots of things, but I think of the ordinary people because they're the people that really make the history.
A time to reflect back and move forward into positive change, recognizing all the challenges that have presented in our way. There has been much resistance and unwillingness from others to change. To look at each individual based on their own merit, cultures, and race, and embracing all those different elements of what makes this world such a diverse place. We all stand with differences. This makes us individual, such as all the plants, trees, and flowers that blossom with beauty, like our proud, Black, mixed, and ethnically diverse community. Be proud of where you are from and all of your diversity.
For me, Black History Month is a time to be inclusive, a time to seek to understand what is not recorded in history that highlights the greatness of Black people and the richness of our collective heritage. It is also a time to celebrate and reflect on the challenges and contribution Ultimately, Black history matters to everyone because it is British history, a crucial part of British history. So let's give thanks, show gratitude, and remind others that people who look like me have made a positive, significant impact in our world.
It's a shame that it's taking the incident of George Floyd and Black Lives Matter to learn more about our Black history, which was never taught when I was in school. We have so much to be proud of in what we have contributed to society and to humanity as a whole. I hope this can filter across the board in other areas such as sciences, medicine, education, employment, as I know we are making progress in these fields, but more needs to happen so the next generation are not denied their chance of reaching their goals.
To me, Black History Month is learning about people who I never got to learn about in school. Heroes, nurses, icons who I didn't know existed. I think it's nice to learn more about your heritage and your culture, and me finding about stuff that I was never ever aware of. I think it's a really beautiful experience that I get to go through that, and other people get to go through that, and we can then take it forward to the younger generation so they don't have to start so late, and they can be aware from young and educated about their history.
Black History Month for me is about sharing our great history so it is not forgotten, remembering those that went before us, their resilience and ability to overcome adversity, acknowledging Black people's contribution to the human story.
Black History Month for me is being proud to be a woman of colour and knowing that the achievements of Black people are being recognised and the importance of preserving our history. I wish this could be done throughout the year.
Thank you all for listening and participating. So again, what does family mean to you? And what does Black History Month mean to you? Or please feel free to share other thoughts, comments, or ideas. The floor is open. So let's please just have a conversation and share. Please raise your hand and then I can call on you and then we can go from there. The floor is open.
This is Ree. While people are working up their nerve, hopefully you can hear me and I have all the settings correct. I just wanted to reiterate a thank you to my DLI family. What I said in that video, I truly meant. There were about 50 people who signed up to take care of my son, as I'm a single mom, the first time I had to deploy, and those were just colleagues. And I thought that was amazing. It actually made me cry because that many people loved me, or at least my son, enough. But, you know, especially when you don't have a big family and your family is who you choose to love, sometimes it can be small. So I love the support of my DLI family as my village, as we say. But not only that, family runs so much deeper than blood. To get from someone who was adopted as an adult, it is a thing, by the way, but when someone chooses to love you in a much healthier, deeper way than someone who was connected by blood, that's whose family, right? So I just wanted to throw a little shout out there and a thank you to all of my DLI family, and especially those of you who joined us here today.
Other comments, ideas, or thoughts from anyone else?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Tracking.
All right. Hey, this is a shirt. Yeah, just excuse my voice. I've been running outside. at night. But I really wanted to be a part of the video. I didn't get my submission in time, but I wanted to kind of express what family meant to me. As many of you know, I have a large family. I believe in large families. I got 5 daughters. My wife and I, 13 years. We enjoy, bringing up our children and teaching them about the world, just sharing our experiences with them. Growing up, I realized, that I've been a part of many families, especially coming into the military. I found that, what a family means to me is just when there's a group of people who have a common belief and they purposely connect with one another to help build up, share with one another to make them stronger, make them wiser, just to make them better. And I find that in my Air Force family. When I started my career in cable antenna maintenance, I found that in my cable dog families. I found that in my church family. I grew up in the church, and family means a great deal to me. When you find it in many places where you think that you wouldn't suspect it to be, it starts to bring new things to light. I found family here at DLI. It's one of the most important places that I've been in my life, where my colleagues here, my team here welcomed me with open arms, but not just because I was a new leader here, but because they wanted to share something that they felt was special, what they're providing to many people across the world. They have this common belief, how to make a team stronger, how to make people stronger, how to make them better, and connecting with one another. I see leaders connecting with their people in their organizations. I see small groups within the organization connecting with one another to create teams to make this DLI family stronger. And every time we have the commanders newcomers orientation, we repeat the same message to the new students. Colonel Gillis starts out saying, "Welcome to the DLI family," introducing them to something that they may not have experienced before. That's what family means to me, is just connecting with one another, actively connecting with one another to share something special, to make them better. So, but I thank you for that opportunity to be able to speak on that. And if you ever want to know more about my family, just please reach out. And anyone's more than welcome to be a part of any of my families that I have. But thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you very, very much. And as first Shirt was talking about, family, and I think about that, I think about the relationships that we build and have with others. I think that's very, very important. In the classroom, how we treat our students, how we treat each other, and how we build, maintain, and sustain that relationship, that's family. And I, around the world and in my military experience as well, I've learned that making those connections, maintaining those connections is important. And that's what family is all about. I have family members all over the world that I make connections with because of my travels, that I can still consider them my family. And I think, and that's something that I just want to share from the bottom of my heart. I think Ms. Reed wants to share something again. So please, Ms. Reed, go right ahead.
Hey guys, I just wanted to ask if you wouldn't mind turning on your video. What I'd like to do is get a screenshot of everyone here If you don't want to or aren't comfortable turning on your video, if you want to add a photo real quick to your profile, you can. If not, your name will be represented here. But you know, Colonel Gillis loves to share our story around, and photos speak 1,000 words. So I thought it would be fun if we could see each other. Oh, I love the faces. And actually take a photo just to kind of commemorate this event. So I'm gonna ramble for about 10 more seconds in case you need to fix your hair. I know Colonel Brassy was fixing his hair earlier. But I just think that we're all pretty great, and we carry a pretty wide mission that's pretty heavy, and we do it every day despite freezing and everything. I think we kind of rock. So I'm gonna go ahead and count down 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna say cheese, and we're gonna go on 1, and we're gonna do 2 photos. So prepare yourself. All right, here's photo number 1. 3, 2, 1, cheese. Sergeant Mason got that smile on point. He was like, done. All right, we got 1 more. All right, I'm gonna count down. 3, 2, 1, cheese. All right, I'm gonna be the only one looking crazy. All right, if you wanna turn off your camera, you can. If you'd love to leave it on, I'd love you to. But all right, who's next to share? Thank you for being willing to do that for me.
Well, if we have no other sharing, this really concludes. I thank you all for coming, and this really concludes our scheduled event for this month. I do want to let you know there's already a call for next month. Next month is Women's History Month, and Miss Rebecca Youngin is actually kind of leading up that team, and she's asking everyone to submit questions for those who are active duty women. And if you were on active duty, please take part in the panel discussion. This is another event that we're going to be celebrating the diversity within the squadron, within the group itself. A last thought for me is please remember as well that Black History Month is American History Month. Now, I would really like to turn it over to a person in our senior leadership to give some closing remarks. I believe Lieutenant Colonel Brassy, are you still here, sir?
I am still here.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'll reiterate a more general thank you for the entire team, the Diversity and Inclusion Council that put this together, the technical team that helped build some of the infographics in the background. It takes many people to pull off an event like this, and I feel sorry that I can't name all of them, but I know we started to at the beginning. This month is an important month for us here at DLI. We must continue to recognize the diversity that we have within the organization, and this month specifically, the contributions of our Black Americans who help support our security cooperation enterprise here inside DLI, as well as the contributions of those who came before us to give us what we have today. As we as an organization continue to grow, we have talked about how we make our institution more equitable for all. And it's events like this to learn about ourselves more, who we are and who came before us, to make us better and continue to improve on where we've been. So I thank everybody for this opportunity, and I thank the entire team for putting this together. But the way we make this environment better for everyone is to continue to talk about who we are and the great melting pot that America is, and those who came before us to make it where we are today. So thank you, and thank you for this opportunity. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Really appreciate your comments. With that in mind, we're done with this session. Please feel free to add comments, share your ideas. We all thank you again for coming. And if you want to stay on, please continue to stay on. But if you have other things you need to go on, we're going to stay on for a little bit of time here. So thank you all very much, and have a great weekend. Thank you all.